Welcome to Sentry. So here at Sentry, what we allow our hosts to do is create rooms on the fly and then to token gate experiences around those rooms. Within a room, you can house experiences such as community, content, offers, and events, or discount claiming through our QR code system. So right now, what you're looking at is what we call the host administrative dashboard, where you can actually go and configure one or many rooms depending on how many rooms you are hosting on the Sentry platform. So let's go and check out how rooms work. Right here, what we have is called a room group, this bucket that you see right here. A room group can house one or many rooms, and each room can have its own array of communication channels, offers, events, etc. And the beautiful part about Sentry is that you are allowed to map a custom domain name or custom subdomain to your room group. If you have many room groups, you can do that as well. You can map each room group with different arrays of rooms to different domain names or subdomains of your choice. And on a per room group basis, you can actually go and implement your own branding with your own palette color, banner, and custom font. If you haven't mapped your room group to a custom domain that you own, Sentry goes ahead and creates a subdomain on our own domain name. In the next video, we're going to go through what room settings look like and everything that's possible once you are handed your host login to the host manager dashboard. So let's jump in. Right now, I am in a configured room, and I have a wizard that I can fill up, update at any time, and the changes I make here will be directly reflected on the front end for users interacting with this room. So as a host, things I can do on a per room basis is change the name of the room, change the unique URL slug for the invite link, make the announcement channel more of a Twitter-like feed or more of a Telegram-like feel, or an announcement channel. You can then assign your room owners. So these are people who have full permissions within the front end of your room. So meaning able to assign other moderators, assign verifiers for events, and then also to ban and delete users who are misbehaving in your group. Another feature you have here is the ability to actually cap the capacity limit of your room. So let's say you have a collection of 1,000 NFTs, but you want to gamify the experience and only let the first 100 people in for a given amount of time. You would place this at a value of 100, and when you are ready to raise the limit, you would be able to do that. And below in the settings, you'll see that we are able to set custom messaging of things that will be shown and displayed to users based on if they are locked out of your room for not holding the tokens, or your capacity limit has been reached, and so they must wait until you lift the limit. We'll get to that later. Below here is very simple. You have the room gating engine where we can token gate according to your requirements. So during onboarding, you supply us with all your contract addresses, we map them to the system, and from there they become available for you to select when you are going to fill out gating criteria for your room. You can gate around ERC20 tokens, ERC721 tokens, or allow lists, and we are adding more and more different ways to gate. Another feature we'll be adding soon is the ability to gate around domain names. So it's very simple. Let's say I wanted to go and add another rule here. Let's say I wanted to create a scenario where I had to hold this or another token. I would simply go and add a new rule. I could gate in a cross-chain way. So let's say I have an NFT collection that's on 3 chains. I can go and account for that scenario, no problem at all. Or let's say my project's on Polygon, but I'm partnered with Bored Apes on ETH, and I have an offer where certain types of Bored Ape holders are allowed to come in. I could gate that way. And the beautiful part is that when you're dealing with NFTs, you can go a step deeper in terms of granularity, and you can gate around custom attributes or custom ID ranges or single IDs. So this makes it that like a blank canvas for you when you are setting your entry criteria into your room. If we scroll below here, we'll see that we have the settings for the optional Shopify collections that you want to gate within your room. So this is completely up to you whether you enable this or not. You can leave it blank, but the idea is that if you do have collections you wish to map and gate within your room, you would simply add a row here. You would populate this data containing your store URL, your access token, which we can show you in another video how to get, and the collection ID. And from there, you will be able to access your offers, or your user will be able to access the offers on the front end when they're interacting within your room. Below here, we have settings called the room bridge labels. And this is an optional setting you can enable if you are making use of events and access passes and Shopify offers in tandem with just community like features and content like features. So if you're using Sentry beyond just communication channels and announcement channels, you should enable this. And the idea here is that you can set this menu up in whatever order you want. You can relabel your utilities however you want. And the idea is that when someone gets to your room for the first time, they will be shown this kind of menu of utilities that they qualify to access. The only people who will see this menu and have access to any of these utilities are users who have proven ownership that meet your entry criteria rules. So nothing more complicated there. We'll show you in another video how that looks on the front end. In terms of onboarding users and making it as seamless as possible, we let you input your own custom onboarding details. So if you have a landing page or something on your website that clearly explains the general gist of what you're doing with your project, this is where you would refer to that, so that people who kind of show up to a room but that don't yet qualify, or they've just gotten into a room but they want more information, they have a place to go to find that information. Below here are the custom messages I was talking about a bit earlier, where if a member does not qualify to enter your room, you want to be able to guide them in the right direction, so they're not lost. And so you can either embed an instructional video, which you can host on YouTube, which will be shown here for members who don't qualify, and you can link to your own website or anything you want. And so we'll be making this even more and more, granular in terms of customization, so that you can really achieve the look and feel you want when users run into these scenarios. So the same thing applies here. If your room has reached its max capacity, whatever you fill out here is what your users will see if they have not entered before the limit has been reached. Pretty simple. And so let's continue. We go down here, we're almost at the end. We'll see that on a per room basis, you can assign a logo to your room, which will show up in the room sidebar for your users so they can situate themselves, and a background image for your invite page, which will be a way you can add some extra branding, flair to the experience. And then, of course, in the room sidebar, you can include informational links related to the project or related to what the room's about. It could be in the form of socials, a website, OpenSea link, whatever you want. If you see a type of metadata that is missing for your needs as a host, you simply tell us at Sentry and we will add it for you. If we keep going, we also allow you to customize the invite message that users see when they join your invite page, which we'll show you in the next video to contextualize what all this means. And you can add links here, line breaks. We really made it so that it's a very seamless experience for you as a host to be able to instruct your users when they arrive to your invite page. And then last but not least, a feature we're very proud of is our dynamic authentication method, where you can override the default settings of the platform and enable or disable and sort your auth methods based on what auth providers match your use case. So in a case where you are selling exclusively memberships through Unlock Protocol, we recommend flicking all of our other options off and simply enabling Unlock Protocol. If you know it's a project where everyone is more Web3 oriented already and they're not paying by credit card or anything like that, it makes a lot of sense to enable MetaMask, Wallet Connect, and maybe also Unlock Protocol. So this is pretty self-explanatory as a room form wizard, so that you can create, update, and manage your rooms on the fly as a host. And the fun part is that you can do these across all the rooms that you are a host of. So during onboarding with Sentry, we provide you with a login to this administrative panel. We assign you as the room owner to the room. And from there, you are free to spin up your room, update it, and all that fun stuff. So hope you enjoyed this video, and we'll see you in the next video where we go through what this actually all looks like on the front end for a user and for a host. Thank you.